It's Jade again. I can't seem to. That's the wrong button. I can't seem to go inside. So that's fun. Charlie is in her celebration camo bunny outfit because we got our 40th follower yesterday. So thank you, Unicorn Torian 1 for following, and now I'm gonna do that, and here, okay, because we also started setting some stuff up for because we're so close to affiliate, we were starting to set up like sound alerts and stuff like that. So I put a couple of them available, I think, just for free in the meantime because we can't do bits yet, to like test them out and stuff like that. I'm fixing the follower goal and stuff like that. Yeah, she's nice and sleepy, which is nice. Oh, you want a giveaway from the raid we did? That's awesome. Hey, Cynthia. There we go. There's that part, and then I have to do it on the Twitch side too. What am I doing? Manage goals. Start a new goal. There we go. Perfect. So for this stream today, Charlie will be in that camo bunny outfit, which is a combination of two of her outfits, because the bunny one is technically too small, so in order to not have her completely wear it, it's like being held on by the camo outfit, basically. Hey, Ellie. Oh, no worries about the multitasking. If anyone wants to try out either of those sound alerts that we have available currently, it should be under the stream. And feel free, as long as it's not like spamming them like crazy or anything like that. Let's see. Have the money to ascend you now. Nice.
Does this mean I'm making...
Oh wait, how much would this be? Okay. Making progress.
I wasn't waiting for you. I just happened to be resting.
Alright, I can probably teleport a little closer. Yeah. I think I might be pretty close to the end of this chapter of the Archon quest, so I might just see if I end up finishing that today.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangsheng Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
Interesting. Why? Oh, it's not on auto
We've
yet.
come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could only mean more trouble.
True.
We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Mm-hmm. Nice, I'm glad you got lucky with a wish, too. Sounds like a lot of Genshin stuff is going your way. Speaking of which, I forgot to do that. It's just a 3-star book. Oh well. Oh, it's way up there. Still can't buy more of those. Okay, how long is it until I can? Oh, 3 days. Cool. Be able to get several of them then. But I think I can get... Wow, that's a lot already. Cool.
The key here is consumer psychology.
Very much, lady.
Oh, there it is.
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have
Feel
some
free
new
to take
items
a look
in.
around.
What should I put in my letter?
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And you! You're also one of the Harbingers?
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
No, don't let her get to you! You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements, and our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle.
I suppose.
So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time, seeing that 2 of the Harbingers are here.
True.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on.
Hi, Eliza Parker. How are you? What the heck is going on with this?
So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
No way.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
Why? What would make you promise that?
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chiao? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
I'm glad at least that he's not Fatui. If I had missed signs of that, I would have been pretty mad at myself. My day is going kind of okay so far. I'm having trouble, getting like some pain to go away today, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky and all of Lyric goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain.
Yeah.
As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Liyue together with the Adepti. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties? But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. Indeed I was. The gnosis which I had kept for so many years suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right, which is why I continued to safeguard the gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Guess that makes
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even made efforts to understand the hearts of the people. Credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict confidence. This despite the eavesdropping ears of her colleague, Child. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for joining me on this journey, Traveler. All of
Yeah,
these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue as divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most.
Interesting.
As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue, would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right!
Yeah, I want to know what
As
they offer
Zhongli
you.
always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Fine. Leave and then what? Is there more still? To the Leeway chapter?
Today's the day of the rite of parting.
Oh,
Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real
Okay.
shame not to go there now.
fair enough. Hmm.
I can't wait to see my
It's not telling me how to get there. Whoa. Nice jump. Oh, crap. I think this will work. Has anyone tried the sound alerts yet to see if they'll work? Oh, it's a chest.
If it doesn't ruin a drink, it is a treasure.
Okay, can't go that way. There's a panel that should be underneath the stream that says sound alerts and has two different sound options. And it's supposed to play a sound. Once we... It shouldn't say react. It should be a whole panel under the stream.
While the Millelith stands guard, evil shall never prevail.
It'll
Lizard
have
tail,
two options. One is
pepper,
like oof,
star
and the other one
conch.
is... Yeah, see?
What else do I
Like
need
that.
to create the most dreadfully disgusting cocktail?
Cool, so they do work. So once we reach affiliate, there's going to be a bunch more of them, and they're going to cost different amounts of bits for each one. You can't hear it? Interesting. Let me try to figure out. Oh, it's on monitor only. That's why. Monitor and output. There we go. Should be fixed now. No, it's not on you, Ashley. The sound on my end was set for only me to hear it. Nice. So yeah, I think we're gonna keep those up like that until we reach affiliate. The only thing that would maybe make us not do that is if people keep spamming them a bunch because they're free. Because that would get annoying. But we could also potentially change it up sometimes to give sneak peeks of some of the other ones that are going to be there. I don't know yet. Oh, it blocks you for 1 minute. Okay. Interesting. So I guess a bunch of different people would have to try to do it back to back in order to spam it. But it's not like we've had crazy numbers of viewers for any single stream yet, so that still wouldn't really be spamming, even if everybody did it back to back. Like there's like 4 or 5 people here right now, so that still wouldn't be that bad, so. Yeah.
That stretch feels good.
Yeah, well, if there's 100 people watching and we still somehow don't get enough of them to follow to reach affiliate, then that's the own problem.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is really... But they didn't catch the culprit, did they?
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think. I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth anything. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
Yeah, blame Child. I like that.
The Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those greedy, crooked folks...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
That makes sense.
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement. Let's hear what the Ministry of Civil Affairs has to say first.
Okay. What are they gonna announce? Do they even know? What? Oh.
Hear ye all! The Chising's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chising's announcement said.
Are they trying to say he wasn't murdered? Kinda sounded
So
like
that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like something they just made up on the spot. Could the Chising already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything. Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands?
Yeah.
Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Let's go have a look.
Where is it? What? Oh, I see.
Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis' soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Uh-huh.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
I ran out of Mora yesterday. You seem to have a lot of that. Or I guess if you know anything about my missing brother, that'd be helpful too.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Yeah. Fine. What now? What? Who am I talking to?
Roping you in was possibly the most masterful move we could have made. I believe that future generations will say so too when our deeds come up for their review.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was gonna happen, Cynthia. I'm gonna talk to them again, just so you know.
Why you? Were you just trying to look cool earlier, or are you really that selfless? If you were looking for someone, you could have just told me that in private.
Yeah, see, I wondered that. Can I have some more? Or like really good artifacts, maybe?
The cleanup of the premises, managing the crowds as they exit, making an account of the rite? There's much that remains to be done. I didn't miss anything, did I?
Not that I know of. Hi. I'm still alive. Okay, just making sure. Do you want me to mute or anything? What? Do you want me to mute or anything? Okay. Oh, look for Jean-Louis. Okay.
Let's go,
Makes sense. Oh, there's water there. I looked away for a second and then I heard a splash. And I was like, did I just fall into the ocean? What happened?
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Xinyue kiosk.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Shinyue kiosk. Are you sure you can afford it?
This is the god of money, isn't
You're
it?
right. I do lack the Mora.
Yeah, this.
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon, so I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh,
I guess.
no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed.
Okay, good. It looks like we're making progress toward making it to Inazuma, which is where we need to go to ascend Kuki, which is important. Yeah, who rules?
The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm.
Oh boy.
The fact that even I, The oldest of the 7 have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly principles.
Interesting.
All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know?
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Teyvat? Since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue to work?
No kidding.
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo-Archon's power.
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an end!
Yes, this is indeed a major issue from a financial standpoint. Well, I suppose we'll just leave such troublesome matters to the Liyue Qixing to debate.
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund. This does seem like a good, logical, common-sense idea.
That you clearly didn't do.
It's a shame.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Kuching is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing, and thought as a matter of course that she must have been behind the Qixing's plan to take governing power over Liyue from the hands of the gods and Adepti, could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have been... All right then. Was there anything else you wished to know?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way. Most of them put the blame for everything on Child.
Good.
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoys of the Fatui.
Good.
Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for his dismissal by now. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Ashley, if the Jade Chamber was mine, I would have just lost it in the plot that happened in yesterday's stream. That was part of like the big climactic fight. So if I did, I lost it yesterday.
Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse, I will never know. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news in secret that Rex Lapis was not dead. I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever heard of this particularly convenient Adepti art known as gifting dreams and visions? All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
I guess not.
Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some serendipity must first come into play.
I don't have that much patience. Wow, I did it. Oh, that unlocked several quests. Okay. Good to know.
Lizard
I
tail.
probably
Pepper.
got a reward for that. Nice. This in particular is very nice. Oh, chapter 1 technically isn't over, apparently.
Star conch. What else?
Oh, this is a... Okay, it lasts forever, so I don't have to rush to do that. A 5-star gadget? What does that even do? Fishing rod. I could start fishing if I do that. I'm doing that first.
We need to create the most dreadfully disgusting cocktail.
Oh, the teapot is like a place I decorate? Nice. So it's like a haven bag in Dofus, except it probably isn't involved in teleporting. Oh, wow. Complete other quests to continue, so I have to do the interlude chapter first, I assume. So maybe I should do this. We tend to enjoy fishing in games. So I think that's gonna end up being really fun, particularly for some of our littles. Also, I do want to point out, in case anyone missed it, the next, like, mini celebration reward thing for the current follower goal, if we get 5 more followers on here, is Charlie dressing up as a hot dog. So I think that should be sufficiently exciting to find some people to come follow the stream. You know? But I only had to do part 1 to get the fishing rod. But maybe I should come back to that. I don't know. Ministry missions? Okay, I'll do that quick. I want the headache to just go away, please. I wonder if it's because I'm front stuck. Slight shortcut. I've been fronting since Sometime on Sunday, like Sunday afternoon or evening or something. Maybe evening. I don't know. Not like a crazy long time, but I usually don't front like anywhere near that long anymore. Where am I supposed to be going?
Why'd they have to give me that
Okay.
transfer?
What is over there? And this was the wrong way. But fine. I'm gonna fly and possibly swim there. Yeah, I have to swim. Okay. Yeah, I have a health potion right next to me. Been drinking it. Literally right there. Okay, cool. Hi, sorry I ran into you. I didn't mean to. Apparently. Okay. Okay. Keep going. Sure, sure. Yep, sure. Cool, cool. Nice. No, I do things, you give me more. That's how it works. Got it. Nice. Cool, I did some stuff already. Wow, I did a lot of stuff already. Got a recipe. Yeah, I get it. Sounds good. Okay.
All tasks have been handed out. Ah, how relaxing.
Hey, who's that skulking around?
I thought it said I couldn't do the fungus thing because it was quest locked by something I haven't done yet. Didn't it? This is the wrong thing. Here, right? Prerequisite quest. Oh, quick start it, you said. As for the, fronting less, making you not think to take care of the body, I don't know. It depends sometimes on we have unlocked like the whole super area, I think. the whole part of it that we had access to, for sure. Well, not all the teleports, but all of the areas as a whole. But there will be some situations where if we know who we switched with, and we usually think of that person as being on top of shit, then we might assume that they were on top of shit before we switched. But we have more issues with, like the interoception or whatever it is of like your body giving you signs that it needs something. We have very low of whatever that it's called. I don't remember if I got the name right. It's something like that. But like, we won't physically notice that we're hungry, for instance, until we're in, like, we're having nausea and like stomach pain and stuff like that. That's the only signs that our body will give us. So we're like fairly desperate to eat before our body tells us. So we have to pay attention to like how long it's been and just do it even without like the cues that our body is supposed to give us that we're hungry. Things like that. So when something feels off, we have to like run through a mental checklist, and if we weren't fronting recently, try to check with whoever was to be like, okay, well, when did we eat? Did we get enough sleep? Did we take meds? Like, what are the things we could need? You know? I guess I'll try this and see what happens. Oh. I don't know if I want to do that. If it specifically warns me about that, that makes me think there's gonna be, like, important spoilers, and those bother us a lot, so maybe not. Oh well. We'll eventually get to the point where we can do events and stuff like that.
Relaxing.
But there's a bunch of other stuff we can do in the meantime. And now is the point where I have to decide if I'm continuing here or if I want to do the teacup thing first. I feel like because this is an interlude one, it might be shorter. You want me to do teacup first? Okay. Oh, and this is something I have to do before the other thing. Interesting. Okay, if I'm gonna get to the point where I actually get the teacup, there's at least 2 parts, I assume, because this says part 1. Quest chain rewards give all of these things, but I think part 1 just gave, like, the fishing stuff. It's a whole world? Okay, that's pretty cool.
I wasn't waiting for you. I just happened to be resting.
What was the funny thing about having Diana and Beidou on the same team? I didn't really process that. I was dissociating a lot, and I was hoping I was gonna switch, and then I didn't. And Aura's mad at me for it, because we both missed a little bit of the dialogue of, like, a really major part of the overarching quest because of it. It was me. Okay. What?
The key here is consumer psychology.
It's not telling me where to go now. Oh, really? Interesting. I don't think I knew that about Beidou. And definitely not about Diana, but we just got her. Oh, okay, sure. You do you. Hi. Give me your teapot.
Ah, children, come, come.
I don't think I'm a children.
You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. You've done so much for Liyue Harbor already. I could hardly ask for more. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
Can it include some more?
For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even.
You're right,
But
I deserve
you
it.
mustn't decline this gift. I simply won't allow it.
Cool, I'll take it.
When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds.
Yeah.
That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you.
Yeah, it's probably uncomfortable.
Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy.
Is that bigger on the inside, creation? It seems like it.
Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world.
Cool.
The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
So I'm getting, like, a TARDIS, basically. That's pretty cool. I'll take it.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
Ashley, you never seem to pass up on opportunities to call me cool. I'd like to say that I don't see it, but I think as a result of some of my fusions, I might see it somewhat now, because like before those fusions as like that old version of Jade, I thought like Primal and Mama Bear were really cool, like their inner world forms and stuff like that, and I'm now in a lot of ways like a mix of their forms and kind of similar. And I know if anyone else I didn't hate in our system like had some of the inner world characteristics as I have, I would think it was pretty cool and be jealous of it and stuff, so. Or like if I was reading about it in a book or something like that, or saw it in a game like this or whatever, I would think it was cool, so. As long as you don't mean anything about like this body. Because this body's a disaster, so that can't possibly be what you're referring to. My head is killing me. It's about my personality. That can't be right. You must be confusing me with someone else. I don't know if you know this, but I have dissociative identity disorder. You might be mixing me up with someone else. What materials are you missing?
Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days.
You have a flower sparkling behind your head and it looks like it's like a star in your hair. And it's weird.
Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of Dihua Marsh. Back in the day, it could only be found where the glaze lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glaze lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since Dihua Marsh came to be the way it is today. Even more difficult to find is smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines all but completely bare of it. In any case, smaragdus jadeite is an adepti treasure, and the adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans. Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Yeah, what child?
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too, right?
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
I just almost poked myself in the eye.
How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Ah, allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you've already heard of the Traveler and her traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Qixing. What a shame.
Oh, it's a bad idea to poke myself in the eye. Good to know. I won't do it then. Ow. That's funny, Cynthia. Jeez. Okay. actually. No, I didn't poke myself in the eye out of spite. Mm. I don't want to be in pain anymore. You're jealous of my pain? Oh, of Charlie's snuggly sleepiness, probably. Okay. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go, because the headache seems to be getting worse instead of better, which is pretty rude.
A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me.
Okay.
Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yenfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always been like this, ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Ellie, I don't think there's any way that you are, like, supposed to feel about how much you front. I think however you feel about it is fine. There are arguably pros and cons to fronting a lot, but it also depends a lot on how, like, altar to altar, how equipped they are, like, with how they work, how their role works, how they formed and everything, to be able to front for that long. So it's easier for, like, Aura, in our case, to front for days straight without anyone else switching. It'd be easier for her to do that than for a lot of others in our system, but it depends who it is. We have some altars who probably wouldn't be able to front for more than, like, a few minutes at a time, outside of extreme circumstances. Oh, I should ask Yanfei to fix my headache. Okay. How did you pin a message? I did miss the message, so thanks for doing that. But I don't think I even knew pinning messages was a thing. Did you not even mean to do it? Was it a misclick? That's so funny. Ellie, I've seen that before where the host is specifically equipped to deal with, like, existing regularly in the form of the body and not having as many issues with the body generally as a lot of other altars do, which can make it a lot easier for hosts like that to front very, very frequently and or for long stretches of time. Because especially for hosts who look like the body and identify with the body, or at least closer with the body than other altars and stuff like that, they probably have little to no, that word I'm blanking on. Dysphoria. Yeah, let's sue my headache and see how that goes. I'm sure I won't get a headache from the legal process. Okay, are you an Adeptus?
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Okay.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Is that so? But Smaragdus
Apparently it
Jadeite
is
is
destiny.
really rather essential. Yenfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy.
Wait, what?
Or
Ashley, are you leaving?
Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Krustle. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some.
Oh, gotcha. No worries, Ashley.
Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Well, that's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
It's a fair point. Alright, I know I just started this, but I think I need to wrap it up. In case there's anything else I can do once I'm not streaming to help with the headache. So, I will try to do a raid, but thank you guys for hanging out and testing the new sound alerts and stuff. And for helping us reach the 40 followers goal and all that stuff.
Lizardtail, Pepper, Starconch.
Oh, keep an
What else
eye
do I
on
need to create
our
the
Twitch
most
schedule. We
dreadfully
just changed
disgusting
some of the
cocktail?
times. Some of the ones that were earlier in the day, we pushed back to later in the day. Because we were having recurring issues with making it, like starting those streams on time and having trouble with that. But also because people
That
tended to be
stretch
less
feels
available for
good.
those anyway. So, yeah. Go ahead and check that. I think tomorrow's stream is unchanged. It's just the 2 upload days and the weekend. Those times are all pushed later. So, yeah. thanks for hanging out and stuff, and I have achievements. So I'll do that first, I guess. Anything else? Okay. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll do another stream tomorrow. So, stick around for the raid if you can, but bye.